Okay, got a slight situation we need to take care of today. When I initially bled the clutch master cylinder and the clutch slave cylinder, I don't believe I got all the air out of it. There's still a bubble in there. The clutch is working, it's just right at the floor. So I've got to try to bleed that down, and it has kind of a different way of doing that than I was expecting. So I'll take you through that process in a minute. First thing I'm going to do is I've got my clutch master cylinder reservoir here and a bleeder. So I'm going to pull the bleeder out and take the cap off here and get some more fluid, and I'll show you how I do it. All right, so what I've done is I topped off the reservoir, and I took a little cut off Gatorade bottle, put some brake fluid in it. I cracked the bleeder and I put it below the surface of the fluid. It seems a little weird. Okay, so I'm going to set that up right there. Now what you should be able to see is when I pump the pedal, I'm going to slowly push it to the floor and hold it. Let it up. Do that a few times, and we should see some air bubbles working our way out. I've cracked the bleeder in that cup, like I said, and yeah, this should move any air up the bleeder tube. Hopefully. We'll see how this goes. Well, we definitely moved fluid. The cup is now, the reservoir is a little lower than it was. See, I dropped it down roughly about half an inch. And should have saw our air coming out. Let me check the video and I'll confirm that. I'm working by myself today, so. All right, so I reviewed the video, and sure enough, we did get some air out of the first pump. Subsequent pumps did not release any air. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to close the bleeder valve. And it's a little tricky because you're supposed to do it while it's under the fluid level. It didn't move much air out, but there was definitely a bubble on that first pump. And I think that's probably enough. It doesn't take much air to compress. So anyway, I got some air. Now I'm going to try to lock in that bleeder in a very messy way. I'm never going to get my fingers in there to do that. I'm just going to do it like that, real quick. Lock this up. Okay. Now I'm just going to go test the clutch pedal, see how it feels. I'm just going to loosely screw this cap back on in case I start to get fluid pushing back. Don't want to make a mess. Okay. Now, let's see if the clutch feels any better. Oh yeah. Feels much better on the pedal. Yeah, I'm gonna call that good. Next, I'm gonna start the car and just see where it engages. But first, I'm gonna put it all back together. Just gonna put my bleeder back up through my bracket. First things first though, I gotta kind of snake it behind there. Okay. Put my E-clip back on. Tighten my cap up. Yeah. And pull this cup out of here without making a huge mess. All right. Now, okay. Start the car and I'll see what we get. Okay. Clutch is in. Check neutral. Prime up the pump. Well, it's still about 3 inches off the floor before it engages now. But it is much better. All right, I think that's serviceable right there. We're gonna go with that.